It's time to get trippy. I'm going to be covering Wizards, the 1977 cult classic. This is a post-apocalyptic fantasy film about, you guessed it, gosh dang all wizards, bro. Wizards is set in a world where magic and technology are at odds after a nuclear apocalypse, which is actually a unique take for a fantasy movie. We begin with the whole ass world blowing up.
The world blew up in 1,000 atomic fireballs.
And that sounds an awful lot like the Roblox explosion sound, right? I guess stock sounds just kind of get around like that. We get info dumped a whole bunch of exposition, and I love how it's been done on like cardboard or something. Sometimes you can really tell when they're cutting corners, but it's definitely still pleasant. You know what kind of reminds me when video game devs are kind of over budget, creating these slideshows to show story and exposition? It's charming, and it gives me faith that anybody can make a movie. So the cardboard tells us that this fairy has two twins that just happen to be wizards. And it's rather obvious to me that one of them should be disposed of. And I'm not promoting baby ending or anything, but if there was ever one to delete, I definitely think it'd be the stringy-haired golem head-ass looking one. The names are Avatar and Black Wolf. I'll let you guess which is named what. Black Wolf spent his time as a child torturing small animals like he's Ted frickin' Bundy or something. Avatar spent his time doing silly little magic tricks to entertain his mom, so there's no moral ambiguity here. It's set up very quickly so you know who is good and who is evil. And it's a kid's movie, so yeah, makes sense. With that, we enter Scorch, where Black Wolf is commanding his minions to go do a hit. They run off into these jaw-dropping backgrounds. Seriously, whoever did these backgrounds absolutely popped off. Just went absolutely crazy. I have nothing but mad respect. These trippy visuals with these amazingly detailed backgrounds for Scorch are just blowing me away. Knocking my socks off, absolute. As the assassin rides through town, I have to give props to Ralph Bakshi for putting Women of the Night in his kids' movie. Well, I don't know if I can give him props, but goddamn, it's a bold choice. If you aren't familiar with Ralph Bakshi, all of his movies have boobies in them. We used to have real movies. Now it's all Avengers this and Minions that. Minions could definitely benefit from the odd boobie now and then. Later in the forest we meet two elves, Weehawk and some other guy. They're talking about looking out for assassins when suddenly the red guy, who later we learn is named Necron99, shows up and blasts the guy off his weird horse thing. This leads to a whole chase scene, and I just want to mention how much I love these weird little horse creatures. They're so cute and fat, and I just want one for myself. Strange little critters, oh my god. Necron99's horse thing ends up getting domed, so he falls off a cliff. This leads to him walking up to Weehawk praying for his buddy's dead horse when this happens. Overacting at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. I was so caught off guard when I watched this for the first time it made the hairs on my arms stand up. This movie can be a bit disturbing. I mean, that was just out of the blue. Cut to Montegar, where we have an old Avatar convening with a big booby fairy named Eleanor and a scary masked man who is apparently the president. I wouldn't let this man run my country. There's a big conflict between science and magic, with science being evil, and I don't really know what else. I mean, I could only pay attention to Eleanor. She packing raisins, you know what I mean? Necron99 sneaks into the castle and gives the president the old rat-a-tat-tat. This causes Eleanor to go absolutely feral. Damn, baby, calm down. If I had a scary masked man for a father, I wouldn't be doing all that. All I know is that Necron99 gets murked by that giant cheese laser. And I don't even know if I can show this on YouTube, but boom, we got Nazi imagery, baby. I'm not quite sure what Bakshi was thinking with this one. It's really shoehorned in and unnecessary, but that being said, it's pretty funny, and it adds to the charm. It was the 70s, they were just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. Black Wolf is constructing an army of Holocaust technology, so basically just Nazi weapons. He uses old Nazi war footage, and his army goes from pretty unfazed to absolutely jazzed once shit starts blowing up. And I can relate to that. Not the Nazi stuff, but the blowing up part. Yeah, don't check me on this. Oh my god, they're going wild for it. Meanwhile, the armies are gearing up for battle to the funkiest tune I've ever heard in a fantasy movie. The elves are then absolutely shell-shocked by a projector with World War II footage, and it's honestly really disturbing. I'd like to remind y'all that this is a kid's movie. A kid's movie that's making this weak-hearted adult a little uncomfortable. Avatar revives Necron 99 and renames him Peace, with the hopes that he will, in fact, bring peace. This is a detail that's very subtle and many viewers just won't get. Moving on, Black Wolf's bumbling troops are, is this a slur? I can't believe my eyes. Oh, okay, it just keeps getting worse. I'm gonna move on. Eleanor gets kidnapped by fairies on the way to Scorch. They claim she's a traitor working for Black Wolf. This is obviously not true because... Eleanor's fairy captors are so enthralled by this display of nether region power that they just let Eleanor go, which is probably what I would have done too. The gang meets up with an elven army, also on their way to Scorch. This doesn't go well though, as their leader is a bit cranky and may need a drink. Black Wolf shows up as this thing, I guess. Avatar wards off the evil blob in the sky as an actual, real tank shows up. Peace does his best to no avail as Eleanor stabs Peace in the back and hops in the tank. Forget what I said earlier about beautiful women never being evil? Backstab Peace is to backstab my heart and soul. This is like finding out your mom stuck broccoli into your favorite food. It's just, why, man? I hate broccoli, Jesus. Avatar and Weehawk arrive at the gates of Scorch as the battle takes a really long-ass time. Seriously, it feels like it goes on forever with lots of reused frames and stock war footage with filters on it. I'm getting kinda lost in all the stock footage, but corners must be cut. We finally reached the fateful confrontation between the Great Wizards, Avatar and Black Wolf.
Hello.
Shit's going down now. We've waded through the mud of endless battle scenes to get here.
Slut!
Jesus Christ. Alright, so it turns out Eleanor was brainwashed. The lesson to be learned here is that beautiful women can't be evil after all. Next time you see a pretty woman doing wrong, remember, they're probably just brainwashed. By a Nazi.
I'm glad you changed your last name, you son of a bitch.
Yes! Yes! Avatar, the all-powerful magic wizard, decided to skip the magic and go right for the Ruger. God damn! That is how movies need to be. No more of this putzing around, just go for it. I'd like to mention that he is on the magic side, but decided that a gun is just the better way to get it done. Our heroes make a triumphant escape as the whole of Scorch starts blowing up for some reason. But who needs explanations when you have many more Roblox explosions? With that, the world is free of Black Wolf's Nazi tyranny. And to conclude the story, Eleanor and Avatar get married, and Weehawk becomes the king of Montagar. So there we have it, Ralph Bakshi's Wizards in all of its trippy, strangely odd sexual glory. It's been an outright strange one, and I think it's earned its place as a cult classic because of it. This is a movie that delivers something raw and unexpected. It's truly different from every other animated film I've seen. It's disturbing at times, and has truly become one of my personal favorites. This movie took risks, threw shit at the wall looking to see what stuck, and I have nothing but respect for that. Nothing but a huge recommendation from me. All that being said, I hope you made it this far in the video. I'm done now.